Christmas is one of the most anticipated times of the year, especially for children and others who like to celebrate this time. It can either be from a worldly standpoint or a Christian standpoint. Each can choose to have their own way of celebrating this time of year. This isn't so much about whether it's right or not to celebrate Christmas, but more so if you're a parent, if you should be telling your kids about Santa, and more to the point, if you should be lying to them and justifying lying in order to celebrate. So I believe that a lie is a lie is a lie, and so the Bible does teach that and is very consistent throughout the whole Bible, and there's many verses to back it up, and I want to bring some of those out. But I just want to clarify that this is not about whether it's right or wrong to celebrate Christmas. I believe the verse out of Romans chapter 14, verse 5 through 6 will explain this. One man esteems one day above another man esteems every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. He that regards the day regards it unto the Lord, and he that regards not the day to the Lord he does not regard it. He that eats, eats to the Lord, for he gives God thanks, and he that eats not to the Lord, he eats not, and gives God thanks. So I think it goes both ways. You can argue it either way, and I used to be, you basically have like two ditches you can fall into. You either fall into the ditch of, you're totally opposed and you want to force others, to agree with you and not to do it, or you can be another ditch of where, you want to, fully support Christmas, you want to fully, celebrate, and you want others to do it with you. You want to force them and persuade them to do so, but that verse clearly says, let every man be persuaded in his own mind. So that is freedom, that is liberty, and that's something I've had to, learn for myself. I definitely had my mistakes with that. I ended up going into, one of those ditches that was wrong, and I, basically started to create, man-made laws to, I started to basically, try to persuade everyone to agree with me, and that was wrong with me. And now I'm more, neutral, basically letting everyone, decide for themselves. And that's one of those things where it's very, it's a touchy subject, but it's one of those things where, we need to have liberty in these things. Other things are very cut and dry. For instance, what we're going to talk about with lying. Like, if you straight out lie to your, children about, if they ask you, is Santa real or whatever, and, is that where my, presents come from under the tree, or, elf on a shelf, is he really moving? Is he really doing that? And you lie to your children and say, yeah, they really are doing that. Or, yeah, Santa really is putting, all these presents under the tree, and that is straight out lying. There's a difference between that and, if your children understand that, Santa or elf on a shelf is, pretend or something like that, then I think that's more of a liberty issue. I personally think it's weird to, do that, but I think it's, a liberty, freedom thing, that if your children are aware that, Santa is not real, and mom and dad or whoever put presents under the tree, that's more of a liberty freedom thing. It's not something I do, but then again, I want everyone to be fully persuaded in their own mind. But like I said, if it comes down to a family, parent lying to their children, straight out lying, that is wrong. That is wickedness in the sight of the Lord, and that is absolutely wrong. And so I want to go through some verses regarding this. So Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 through 19. These 6 things does the Lord hate. Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running into mischief, a false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows discord among the brethren. Colossians chapter 3, verse 9 through 10. Lie not one to another, seeing that you have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. So this is basically the thing. Right now, and this is basically for Christians, and I fully, invite, non-Christians to watch this video, in order to learn stuff, absolutely. But this is more geared towards, Christians, like people who, professional Christians. They wanted to, basically learn from these things. And yeah, this video is mainly geared towards Christians, so I do want to kind of give that caveat. But lies are an abomination to the Lord, whether Christian or not. Anyone who lies, that's an abomination to the Lord. So continuing on, Proverbs chapter 19, verse 9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaks lies shall perish. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. Psalms chapter 101, verse 7. He that works deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that tells lies shall not tarry in my sight. And then I'll wrap it up with a couple more. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 19. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. And a lot of these are from the Old Testament. I do agree with that. I do admit that they are, but there are a few that are from the New Testament. So, I mean, these things that are carried over, like this is an abomination before the Lord. So I'll wrap it up finally with this verse, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 25. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another.